Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Parasite the Maxim episode 11, The Bluebird. And this episode, this episode was rather intense, oh my god, and oh my goodness. First off, I would like to say that Kana is a creep. She is like the epitome of creepers, and Shinichi is not as muscular as she dreamt him to be, but, I mean, I guess there's really nothing you can do about that. But this episode, her dream made me laugh. Like, I was laughing so hard watching this episode. That's horrible that I was laughing at her expense, but this episode was funny. So, she was doing, like, her dream was very interesting, but Shinichi came and saved her and killed all those creepy humanoid type things, and then just when they were about to kiss, she woke up, of course. And I'm so happy that now, like, well, first she was on her way to school and Shinichi was walking to school. She sensed him, of course, and she caught up to him and was about to pluck a hair off his head, and he stopped her. But before I even get into that, I think I talked about this in my last review when they were talking about one way to be able to differentiate between, like, people and parasites is that when you pull, like, for example, if you pull hair off of a parasite, it'll, like, wriggle around and then shrivel up. But if you pull off a human, it'll just be like hair. And at the beginning, they showed this girl. She was out with this man, and he was trying to leave, and she wouldn't let him leave, and then she plucked plucked 3 hairs off his head, actually, and they wriggled up and then fizzled off and died. And it sounded like he punched her. He knocked her out, and then him and another parasite ate her to dispose of the body because he said that she put him on the spot. So, because of that, she got taken out, like, without any hesitation whatsoever. So, she's gone, and like I said, it's become a thing now that people pull hairs as a greeting, I guess, to other people. And Kana was about to pull a hair off of Shinichi's head. Shinichi stopped her because his senses are just so awesome. And he was like, you shouldn't do that without warning somebody first, blah, blah, blah. And then he let her pull a hair, and it didn't do anything. So my theory was wrong about maybe there's a possibility. No, I was right when I said that there is a possibility that even though Miki has become a part of his body, his hair might not shrivel up, which is awesome because that would have given him away immediately. But because Miki didn't take control of his brain, I don't see why it would do that, but maybe that's just me. Maybe if they pull, like, hairs off of his hand, it might do it. That's something to think about. If they were to pull a hair off of Shinichi's right hand, and it might shrivel up then because Miki has taken control of that body part. But the fact that Miki has become literally, like, a part of Shinichi since he's, like, living in his bloodstream, I don't see why the hair wouldn't shrivel up, but I don't know. I'm rambling now. So after that, Shinichi pretty much told Kana that she should stay away from him, that she shouldn't come near him when she senses that he's around her, because if she does that, she might find a monster. And me had to pull Shinichi to the side and pretty much told him that you don't need to talk to Kana. Kana is no ally of mine, and you need to stay away from her because Miki had a bad feeling, and most of the time when Miki has feelings, you need to listen to him. So after that, Morano and Kana started, like, Morano pulled Kana to the side and was pretty much asking her all these questions about, like, do you notice anything different about Shinichi? And Kana was like, well, pretty much saying that she likes him the way he is now, and that if she doesn't stop moving around, that Morano might lose him. And of course, Kana still has hope that she'll be able to get Shinichi, but Shinichi has feelings for Morano, so I mean, Kana will be alright. So, after all of that, like, they show this man, he literally has, like, on a wife beater and a pair of jogging shorts, and he goes into a Yakuza office and annihilates them. Like, think later on in the episode they said 22 people. He took out all of them by himself. Like, this dude was scary. He was very scary. And like the first dude that was standing outside the building, that was the epitome of mushing somebody in the face. Like, he literally mushed the dude and like bashed his face in. It was terrible. I wish they would have showed it. That sounds horrible, but he literally bashed his face in and then took out everybody, and all of them had like guns and swords, and it was interesting to watch. He was very agile, but I mean, he's a parasite, so of course he's able to like do all these things without being hurt. But I was just like, oh my gosh, I was not prepared in the slightest for this. I really was not prepared for what was about to ensue. But this episode was so freaking awesome. Oh my goodness, I was not prepared. And then after all of that, like he snatched a man that was going, like, chasing after him and used his body. And then after all of that, they show like Shinichi and Morano, they go out on a date and they're like together and they're finally like happy-go-lucky pretty much. And little things like Morano notices, like even when they were in like a cafe, Morano was trying to talk to him about his trip with his, like, to go check on his dad, and Shinichi hurried up and got up and walked out. And then when they were like in the park and they saw a dog and the stray dog, and the mother almost attacked Morano when she was trying to pet it. And then you see this mother and her son. Her son is like bawling his eyes out and saying that he hates her and that he wishes she would die, and the mom was about to hit him. And Shinichi, like, he had PTSD for a moment, and he looked like he was literally about to like curl up in a ball on the ground. But he pulled himself together, and Morano was trying to like make sure he was okay. He made a joke out of it. And then after all of that, Morano and Shinichi, they were like walking home, and Shinichi kissed Morano. Finally, after all this time, he kissed her, and Kana sensed that he was near her. Sensed that he was near her, and she saw them kiss, and she was so hurt. But after all of that, I think she called Shinichi and pretty much told him to meet her the next day. And when he was about to meet her, Migi sensed that there were 8 other parasites like in the immediate area, and all of them had sensed that he was near, and they were about 60 meters away. And when he peeped around the corner, Migi sensed that they were people that were standing up on the platform, and one of them is one that's running for mayor. So there's a parasite that is running for mayor, and Shinichi was like, what in the world do they have planned? Why would one of them want to run for mayor? And he made eye contact with the one that switched bodies after he ran through the Yakuza organization. And he knows, I guess, well, now he knows what he looks like, and I believe he probably knows that Shinichi's parasite is in his hand. But Migi said that it doesn't seem like they have really any concern for Shinichi, so Shinichi might not have anything to worry about, but I wouldn't bank on it, considering. And that was also when Kana walked up, and Kana was talking to him, and Shinichi was like, why are you here? And she was like, I live here, and I was the one who asked you to come here. And then the man saw him talking to her, and Shinichi was like, this is not going to be good. So things are not looking real good right now. I'm kind of scared to see what happens with Shinichi and Kana at this point. Like, I'm scared that Kana is going to get herself in trouble, and then Shinichi's going to have to save her, and he's going to be revealed to her. So, yeah, that would suck. It would really suck. So, once again, there's a female that's not real smart that gets herself in trouble. It seems to be a trend with Shinichi. But, other than that, this episode was really freaking awesome. Like, I'm so looking forward to seeing how things turn out. But as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about, like, Morano and Shinichi finally, like, being on good terms, even though Morano said at the end that she wished that she could have gotten closer to Shinichi so that way she could be absolutely sure that Shinichi is Shinichi without a doubt, which I thought was really sad. So Morano really like loves Shinichi, but she is not absolutely sure that Shinichi is Shinichi because he has changed so much. So yeah, that would suck. That kind of sucks, but hopefully things work out, because even Shinichi was like, he said that when he's with Morano, it makes him not want Migi to wake up, and then he wants to like be with her. So it makes me sad. I hope things work out for Shinichi and Morano, because they were awesome. But as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.